In a high-stakes political move, former President Donald Trump has thrown his support behind Brad Schimel in the upcoming Wisconsin Supreme Court election, signaling a major push from conservatives in the state. As the race heats up, Schimel, a former Wisconsin Attorney General and current Waukesha County judge, is up against Susan Crawford, a liberal figure from Dane County who has gained significant backing from Democrats. So, why is this race being called so important? Trump made his endorsement clear on his social media platform, Truth Social, calling it a really big and important race that could have much to do with the future of our country. The Republican establishment is rallying behind Schimel, warning that Crawford's liberal leanings could tip the balance in future redistricting efforts, potentially making it easier for Democrats to challenge Republican strongholds in the state. But what does this really mean for Wisconsin? A battle of ideologies. Crawford, who is seen as the Democrats' favored candidate, has been a controversial figure. Trump has accused her of being dangerously liberal, pointing to her history of lenient sentencing for criminals and her stance on issues like gender transition surgeries for minors and allowing biological men to compete in women's sports. For many Republicans, this is a dealbreaker, with fears that her victory could pave the way for a broader shift leftward in Wisconsin's politics. Trump, always vocal in his defense of conservative values, didn't hold back. He claimed that Crawford represents radical left policies, including open borders and the push to bring hardened criminals back into the country. According to Trump, a vote for Schimel is a vote to uphold the rule of law, protect the police, and safeguard the Constitution. For Schimel, this endorsement could give him the much-needed momentum to secure a win. The influence of big money. As with many modern elections, the Wisconsin Supreme Court race is not just about candidates and their platforms, it's also about money. On one side, the Democrats have received a significant boost from billionaire George Soros, who invested $1 million into Crawford's campaign. Meanwhile, on the Republican side, tech mogul Elon Musk has funded two groups that have spent over $10 million to back Schimel. This influx of mega donors has sparked accusations from both parties about the undue influence of billionaires in local elections. But despite the concerns, both sides are digging in, preparing for what could be a nail-biting finish. Why Wisconsin matters. Wisconsin has long been a battleground state, with every election feeling like it could tip the balance of power in the U.S. As the state's Supreme Court race looms, its outcome could have lasting consequences on national politics, especially in regard to redistricting and other contentious issues. For Republicans, Schimel's election is seen as critical in preserving the state's conservative values, while Democrats are hoping Crawford can help steer Wisconsin in a more progressive direction. So, will Wisconsin's voters choose the path of traditional conservatism or take a chance on a new, more liberal direction? This is the question that will be answered on April 1st, as voters head to the polls. Early voting has already begun, but Trump's rallying cry for supporters to get out and vote early might just be the push Schimel needs to secure his seat on the state's highest court. It's clear that this race is about more than just a single election, it's about shaping the future of Wisconsin and, potentially, the broader political landscape of the United States. The question remains, will Trump's endorsement be enough to tip the scales? Only time will tell.